Hi, I'm Coach Cory Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, what do you do when you get a friend request from a long-lost lover or ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend if you're a woman in the past? What do you do with it? How should you handle it? Should you respond? Is it a good idea to let somebody back into your life who maybe wasn't such a great experience the first time around? So I got an email here actually from a woman, and she got a friend request from a guy that she used to date. And what's interesting is, like, men and women both do this. It's like whenever you're in a relationship and maybe the ex is in a relationship with somebody new, and then what happens, it's amazing how many people do this. I would think, I have to venture to guess and say probably most do this, but because it's the unknown. There's a lot of uncertainty involved when one relationship ends until you meet that next person who you're going to have a great relationship with in the future. Sometimes it may be days, weeks, months, maybe even years in some cases before you meet somebody that's just as awesome and as spectacular as the last person that you're with. And for a lot of people, because human beings will do more to avoid pain than they'll do to gain pleasure, for a lot of people, the pain of being single or going through the process of dating and going out with a lot of dates that don't work out or whatever it happens to be, they have this fear around it. And so for a lot of people, it's easier just to go back and call an old ex-lover that you used to date once before, because everybody do, because you know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get certainty. You know what kind of chemistry you got. But the same token, you're not meeting somebody new. And the reason that you're not together with this person to begin with is because it didn't work out the first time. And the bottom line is that all the things that turned you off about that person, they're still there. And so for a lot of people in that moment of weakness, they want to go back to what they know. They start calling up all the old girlfriends or the girls they used to hang out and hook up with. Women do the same exact thing. They call the guys that they used to date. They call the guys that they were just friends with. Because a lot of women have lots of those kinds of guys that want to date them. But guys that are always like, oh, I can't, I'm not available, or I'm this and that, and they got excuses, and then the nice guy will sit around and wait and be a friend, a lot of times for years, holding out hope that someday he'll get his shot. In reality, he's just getting used. So she says, Dear Cory, thank you for taking the time to answer me. I met you via Twitter. I checked out your website, which contains very useful information regarding relationships. I'd like to ask for your expert opinion. About 5 years ago, I met this guy, Tom. We basically saw each other for just a few times. We emailed a lot, and he was the one that pursued me hard. Anyways, things started to frizzle out after a few months, and I was still enjoying my life, so I couldn't commit to any one person. Anyway, the goodbye was abrupt, no phone call or anything, just stopped communicating. And I'm on LinkedIn, a social networking site for professionals, and I've done very well for myself since in my career as a sales executive now. I did think about Tom and just curious, but that I was interested in meeting with him again. She says just curious, not that I was interested in meeting with him. And then last week, out of the blue, after 5 years, he sent me an invitation to be accepted in my network. Obviously, he searched out for me. I'm not sure if I should accept and allow him into my professional network. He's a director for a major company in Michigan, or should I just ignore his request? Thanks for your time, Shania. One thing you got to consider is that, and I know like these services, that when you sign up, they'll say, hey, give me access to your email list, and I'll see who else is on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or whatever other social network it happens to be. And so it could be that you just got the same email that everybody else that he had ever sent an email to got in the past, and so it's possible that you're overreacting to it, or it's possible he's just like, whatever happened to so-and-so. I mean, I still think about, ex-girlfriends or women I dated years ago I hadn't seen for years. I just wonder what they're up to, or, how life is coming along for them. I'm curious like that. But the thing to consider in these situations is that the way I look at relationships is I have a more open and less of a rigid way of looking at dating and relationships. And, my attitude is, because I'm still friends with a lot of the women that I used to date in the past, and we don't talk every day, but we still talk occasionally, some of them more than others. But when you have a deep affection for one another and a love for one another, it's not something that just dies like flipping off a light switch when the relationship ends. But in this particular case, this is a guy that you hung out with, you had some fun with, and so it really boils down to how you feel about him. Is this somebody that you want into your life? And if he's contacting you again, maybe to rekindle something or to hang out and meet up for a drink, if you're single and available and you want to, it's like, why not? But if it was a bad experience, then maybe it's better that you just ignore the guy. My attitude, I'm a life coach, and so I have all the girlfriends I've had over like the last decade or so, they know what I do now, and so occasionally I'll get emails from them, or they'll call me and they'll ask for some advice on something. What am I gonna say? No, fuck you, we're not together anymore. I'm not talking to your ass. Of course not. I'll say, hey baby, how are you? That's just the way I always talk to my girlfriends, like, because I'm that way with all women that I meet. I'm sweet and I'm kind and I'm charming, and I talk to them just like I would talk to my own girlfriend. And it's like it's just it's always better to be sweet to everybody. And so, like I said, in this case, to answer your question, like I said, he might have just signed up for LinkedIn, and you're just getting that because he just downloaded all his email contacts there. So you could be reading more into it than there really is there. But like I said, it boils down to you. If it's something you're open to, then go ahead and do it. And if it's something that internally it doesn't feel right, then you kind of get some, it brings up some bad feelings or some bad memories, and it's probably best that you just ignore it, or maybe even block them so they can't see you when they're on. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the bottom of your screen if you're watching this video on my website, and click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share this page with all of your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located in the Wivia toolbar at the bottom of your screen. And if you've got a question that you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and send me 3 or 4 paragraphs max detailing your situation. And just give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, that's the quickest way. The quickest way to get in touch with me so I can help you with a specific situation or challenge you're having is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by just clicking the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions. And I will talk to you soon.